We want to talk about the creation story of the universe. The creation story of the universe. Bó ṣe wà nínú Ifá gẹ́gẹ́ bí Ifá ṣe sọ fún wa. I'm sure we've all heard the creation story in the Bible. We've also had it in the Quran, even in the Injil, Torah, and so many other scriptures. This is the story from Ifa. And then when we look at the Bible, it says that in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. And the earth was without form and void. And the Spirit of God was hovering over it. In Ifa says that that is the stage number 4. That is not the beginning. Now let us start. Bí Ifá ṣe sọ fún wa how the universe was created. We'll be going into the Olu Odu of Ifa. Osa on the right, Ogunda on the left. Iri tu wili wili, iru tu wili tu wili. Ilu to tu reke reke, to tu reke kan. Adífá fún Àkàmàrà nígbà tó ń lọ dá ilé ayé. When the world was to start, Ifa says that Elédùmarè was not there. The being that was there is known as Àkàmàrà. Àkàmàrà is the universal spirit of the universe. What that means is, ìyẹn lè túmọ̀ sí pé ó mean wípé the end of nothingness and the beginning of existence. You know, the Bible says the world was in the state of void. Void is something. Ṣùgbọ́n nínú Ifá says there is nothing. So it is different from saying or from using the word void. Because let's say bóyá a wọ inú yàrá, tí ó bá sí kankan nínú yàrá yẹn, it means that there is something there. That is the absence of something. Ìgbà yẹn la máa fi mọ̀ pé kò sí nǹkankan níbẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n nínú Ifá, emptiness, it is totally emptiness, completely nothing. That is how Àkàmàrà came. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí nǹkan tó wà nínú Ifá, the first thing that Àkàmàrà created was a grain of sand. That is what Ifá said. Nǹkan tí Ifá sọ nìyẹn. Àkàmàrà is neither a male nor a female. We cannot say a man. We cannot use him or her for Àkàmàrà. We cannot use him or her. Ṣùgbọ́n it. Let me use it for the sake of this history that we are talking about. Let me use it so that we'll be sure that it is neither a male or nor a female. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí Ifá ṣe sọ. Say when it created a grain of sand, it breathed into the sand, and then gas begin to, ooze begin to come out. But instead of gas, Ifá call it dew, iri. Ifá pè ní iri. That is what Ifá said. So the dew begin to bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ru jáde. Let's cast our mind to evolution theory. and think about the famous Big Bang theory, then we will know that the Big Bang theory, it is even Ifa compatible. Then we will remember that Ifa has been there for thousands and thousands and hundreds and thousands of years before the Big Bang theory. Anything about the survive. We are just only confirming what Ifa has said 100,000 of years. Ifa says that these gases continue to ooze. The dew burst out rapidly, begin to expand. Ifa said there's no such thing as universe. In Kotani, what you have is Olivers. That is what Ifa said. Several Olivers. It is not one. Several, that is Pukpo. But when all these things are happening, Ifa saw wípé the dew was so hot, that it was difficult for them to form anything out of it. Then Akamara decided on one thing. That was the creation of another super Irumole. This being that we are referring to is higher than the 801 Irumole that we all know in Yoruba, Nile Yoruba. The first super Irumole created by Akamara. It was known as Origun. That is the first super Irumole. The assignment of this Irumole is to coordinate the expansion of the various Olivers. So that was how it has been happening even up to till now. Ṣùgbọ́n, various Olivers continue to expand. And they continue like that to move to the level that nobody can comprehend. That is what Ifa said. Now we're talking about cosmology now. We're still going to move to cosmopoly now, but we are seeing cosmology now. Then, Amawa realized that the main purpose of Eledumare was to create somewhere itself. But Eledumare is one of the successors of Akamara. Eledumare is in charge of this all our own solar system only. But Akamara is in charge of all the systems, the solar systems. That is the difference between the two. So the assignment of Eledumare cannot be fulfilled. Then, what Akamara now did is that, let's look for a way, let's fit to gas to let's cool it down. And then it decided to create another super Irumole. And they call that Irumole Baba Asemogun. B-A-B-A Baba A-S-E-M-U-E-G-U-N Suwon S-U-N-W-O-N Baba Asemogun Suwon. Then the assignment of that one was to cool down the gases in Iri. To cool it down. So the moment the gases begin to cool down, they begin to solidify. Ẹ já ṣe example kékeré kan. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé omi, ṣé mọ̀ tá bá gbé omi sínú fridge. Ṣé mọ̀ pé tó bá yá, omi yẹn máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní máa cool down tó bá yá. Tó bá wá yá, ó máa wá di ice block. So that was exactly what was happening. Baba Semo Ogunsunwon yìí, Ifá ní wípé ó sì ń ṣiṣẹ́ till date, is still working till date. It is to do the work of Eledumare. So when these gases begin to cool down, they begin to form stars. Ṣùgbọ́n the stars have no direct or organized, movement. So they continue, to collide into each other. So that was why a camera decided to create another super Irumole. That Irumole is called Oluiwaye. The assignment of Oluiwaye is to organize the orderliness. So the assignment is to make sure the stars begin to move in a particular direction. And then the direction is in an anti-clockwise position. If you look at Ogbefun sọ wípé agídígbòǹgbò agídí ò ní jẹ lẹ́hùn gbogbo ọ̀nà. Adífáfá láwo ṣàṣà tó ń ṣarawo láwòjẹ ọ̀run. Ìràwọ̀ jàjà ogun òjà ọ̀run. Ifá ń sọ wípé gbogbo wọ́n ń ṣe iṣẹ́ wọn. Àwọn side wọn gbà tó ń collide into each other. Ṣùgbọ́n when orderliness came, that one stopped. Ìyẹn wà nínú Ogbefuru. So that is how everything was moving in an anti-clockwise position. Anti-clockwise way. It was after that the planets begin to form. So it was the work of Oluiwaye and Akamara that this planet came out of from it. That is what Ifa said. There are 7 planets made out from the soil. And it was the combination of our star, the sun, the planet, and everything, that the moon came out from. If you look at Iwosun Warning, Ifá ní wípé there are some beings that has been living inside the moon before. And then Ifá gave us 2 names of the towns. Tá bá gbàgbé, àwọn tó máa lọ sí the moon, the people that went to the moon, when they came back, they said they gave accounts that they saw things that states that people have been there before. Meanwhile, the custodians of Ifa in the heart of Yoruba land, they never had any, benefit of any Western education. And they are the one teaching us. Even the modern scientists don't even know. When all of this has been accomplished, Eledumare now added this planet Earth to a female Irumole called Aye. Aye yi is not part of the 801 Irumole. It's not part of the 801 Irumole. Eledumare gave her this planet. That is this solar system to Jetiwa yi. That is how we first said it was done. So láti ibi báyìí nísìnyí. Kawa, let's now reduce everything now to this our solar system, so that abale yé wa dáadáa. Torí pé Ifá ní wípé a lot of things gan ni Ifá sọ nípa àwọn universes tó kù tó tẹ̀ ní nǹkan ṣe pẹ̀lú àwa. Ṣùgbọ́n a need gbogbo yẹn ká kàn tẹ̀ sọ títí wa yìí. Ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ ti solar system tiwa tó jẹ́ ti Elédùmarè. Elédùmarè gave Ayé this planet. And Ayé wants to cast Ifá. Ayé fẹ́ dáfá. Ayé wá pe irúnmọlẹ̀ kan. Before that time, Ayé pe irúnmọlẹ̀ yìí and told this irúnmọlẹ̀ that, please come and cast Ifá for me. By that time, there was no Ikin. There was no Ọ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀. There was no plant on earth. Nǹkan tó máa ń ṣe ni pé what they normally do is that was to put their hands on the ground, on the soil, on the ground. And when they remove their hands, the Odu will appear. And that was exactly what Ayé did. And the Odu that came was Ọ̀yẹ̀kú on the right, Ogbe on the left. Fara nìkan ṣoṣo, àwa Ayé tó dífá fáyé. The babaláwo that was called was Fọ́nrán nìkan ṣoṣo. Fọ́nrán nìkan ṣoṣo, like a strand of thread. Fọ́nrán nìkan ṣoṣo. That was, the alias of who will later known as Ọ̀rúnmìlà. So he came to cast Ifá for Ayé. And ó wá sọ fún Ayé wípé, ìwọ cast Ifá because you are lonely. Because there was nobody with Ayé. Ayé wá sọ wípé tòótọ́ ni pé yes. Fọ́nrán nìkan ṣoṣo wá sọ fún wípé a being is coming. When that beings come, the beings will be bigger than you. It will be bigger than me. It will be bigger than everyone in the solar system. And Ayé said, okay, kí ni mo máa ṣe? What will I do? They told Ayé to bring some herbal materials láti rúbọ, wọ́n ní káyé rúbọ. Some àwọn herbal materials. Meanwhile, the important thing is, all the material was put inside a pot. Ifá says that that pot was brought from another planet. And everything was put inside it there. Ifá says in the day that they completed the herbal, rainbow was coming out from that pot, Oshumare. And it was like that for 303 days, Oshumare. After 303 days, this being came. Both Ọ̀rúnmìlà, Fọ́nrán nìkan ṣoṣo, Ayé, they prostrated. They prostrated. Now, the name of this being, Tamape being, Olodu Ikoko, the owner of this mysterious pot, Tonton Oshumare, that bring forth the rainbow. Èyí la wá short sí Elédùkòkò Oshumare. After that, Ode Eledu Olódùmarè. That was how Elédùmarè came to planet, to this solar system. Elédùmarè now summoned the 801 Irúnmọlẹ̀. He now divided them into 3. 200 permanently on his right hand side of Elédùmarè. 200 permanently on the left side of Elédùmarè. And 401 is the one that shuffles between ìyẹn ìṣàlẹ̀ ayé lọ sí ìṣàlẹ̀ ọ̀run. Nítorí la ṣe máa ń gbà àwọn orin tó máa ń pè yìí o. Irúnmọlẹ̀ ẹ bá wa ṣe, ìgbà ìmọ̀lẹ̀ ẹ bá wa ṣe kódà. Irúnmọlẹ̀ ẹ bá wa ṣe, ìgbà ìmọ̀lẹ̀ ẹ bá wa ṣe kódà. 401 visited us to achieve, and the 200 also assisted us to achieve our goal. Gbogbo wọn ṣiṣẹ́ Elédùmarè. So they are all very important, and that is how it all happened. Now, remember that the original creation of Elédùmarè was to make sure, create a place for this world is habitable for beings to come and stay. So, Elédùmarè now decided to send Ògún to come and make this world comfortable. Nígbà tí Ògún, but when Ògún was coming, Ògún was the master architect. Ògún is the pathfinder. He is like the astronomy that chanted the path from the sky world to this planet Earth. Ṣé impression tí àwọn èèyàn máa ń rò ní wípé Ògún lo cutlass, maybe use cutlass láti fi ṣá oko. Ṣùgbọ́n Ifá ní kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ṣùgbọ́n that impression even shows that Ògún was already on ground. But kò ń ṣe pé bóyá ó wá lo àdá. Ṣùgbọ́n but Ògún chanted the astrological path. And that was how they landed on Earth. When Ògún was coming, Ifá ní pé Ògún came with Ija or Ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì and some other Irúnmọlẹ̀ with him. At the same time, Ògún went and brought so many types of wood, igi, and brought it into this world. They began to work. Ifá wá ní pé ìgbà tó wá ṣe díẹ̀, ebi bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní pa wọ́n, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rẹ̀ wọ́n. Nítorí pé wọn ò rí oúnjẹ jẹ. And that was the first thing that they discovered, to their surprise, that níbi tí wọ́n ti ń bọ̀, wọn ò ní láti jẹun to survive. They don't need to eat to survive. Ṣùgbọ́n ní orílẹ̀ ilé yìí o, wọn ò lè survive pé kó má jẹun. They cannot survive without eating. So that was how they failed. They returned back to Elédùmarè and told, nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ rèé o. Elédùmarè wá sent Ọbàtálá, Ọbàtáṣà, Ọba takuntakun lóde Ìrìnjẹ́. Ọbàtálá, you go and complete the work. Ọbàtálá took the same path in which Ògún has chanted down. Ìyẹn wá túmọ̀ sí wípé the Irúnmọlẹ̀ are the same, like wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ together. Ìyẹn ní ibi o. Ṣé dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé àwọn ìjọba wa kan ní ìsìn tẹ́ pé tán bá kúrò ní position kan, the next government tó ń bọ̀ á kọ́ abandon ní project yẹn tí ń ṣe. Àwọn kó tiẹ̀ wúlò lẹ̀ kó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ tiẹ̀ láti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ new one. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn baba ńlá àwọn Irúnmọlẹ̀, àwọn baba ńlá wa ò ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n continue láti lo ìlànà, gba ọ̀nà tí Ògún tó ti là sílẹ̀. So when Ọbàtálá was coming, Ọbàtálá came with 8 important Irúnmọlẹ̀: Aláàánú, Olóore, Ṣùgbèmí, Fágbèmítì, Olóṣùntọ̀rọ̀, Ọ̀rọ́kọ̀, Lámọ̀gbé, Ìyè. 8 of them. They begin to work. When Ọbàtálá was coming, ó gbé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ omi, he brought a lot of water. They began to drink water. But they did not know that only water cannot sustain one to survive. So they begin to get tired. They went back to Elédùmarè. They could not succeed or finish the assignment. Elédùmarè now decided to send anytime pé Ọ̀rúnmìlà. You go and complete this job. So Ọ̀rúnmìlà now went to a group of babaláwo. Àgbàdúdú Orímọ̀, Adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà nígbà tí baba ń lọ sóde ìṣáláyé láti jìnjìn ẹbọ wọn ní ẹbọ ni ó ṣe. The old tífá ni ó jáde nígbà yẹn ní nǹkan tó ń pè ní èjì ogbè. That's how you see the children of èjì ogbè. They are creators. They can make something out of nothing. They know how to establish things from nothing. It is because of the àṣẹ that Ọ̀rúnmìlà brought along with it. So it was from there they told Ọ̀rúnmìlà, going into this world with plenty food, lot of food, and go with plants. And then he starts to do everything. Ọ̀rúnmìlà gbà, agree. When they came into the world, they began to eat. They begin to plant. Wọ́n jẹ, wọ́n gbìn. Ifá ní pé the first plant to germinate, òun là ń pè ní ẹ̀fọ́ tẹ̀tẹ̀, ìyẹn tẹ̀tẹ̀ àbáláyé. Tẹ̀tẹ̀ àbáláyé. Tẹ̀tẹ̀ àbáláyé. That is how Ọ̀rúnmìlà succeeded. So, I'm going to drop here for today. I'm going to continue in the series 2. Ẹ kú ojú lọ́nà. Comment below